Boo, 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 boo. Mm. Loot the bodies. Guardian Lawn Rifle, 30 to 45. Loot them. One right there. And one right there.
What torments you?
Mm. One fresh injury.
There is
Heal
life
me.
in you yet. Use it wisely.
I won't forget this.
Argenta.
Your time has not yet come.
Ministration is a holy task.
There is life in you yet. Use it wisely.
Blessed be the hand of the healer.
And up here.
Your time has not yet come.
Ministration is a holy task.
State your intention.
do you
I
mean,
walk
no?
the path less traveled.
The dead know nothing, and neither do
I must thank you.
My visions showed this path, and many
You have
others.
offered me another chance.
Go. Advanced med kit. Mm. What did that go? Take that. Mm. 20, dodge reduction 30, 33. 5 MP after each attack that allows the wielder to move after attacking. The attack of this weapon hits 3 or more targets. The attack has no cooldown. Throw that on. Down to here. Got goods right here. Modified crack grenade. Battle stimulant medkit.
Death walks with me.
Everyone up here.
I always keep my options open.
To the forest. Barrel blitz. The translucent curtain ripples and starts moving in the direction of the road crater. Upon On closer inspection, the veil turns out to be woven from many fine threads, carried by fast-moving bud. The hive attacks the intruder, then retreats into the foliage, leaving behind burning, itching bites, and wisps of shredded web. Sweet aroma of fruit teaches the road trader's olfactory senses, especially after so many hours spent in the stuffy humid forest. But after obtaining the source of aroma, he decides against tasting the appetizing fruit. Several mummified corpses lie under the fruit trees, their withered faces, testament to their agony. Their bodies covered in dark wounds resemble the bites of giant leeches. Okay, so try it this way. Comes to somewhere close by. After a few more steps, the forest parts, revealing a stepped waterfall. Fear cones stroll gracefully from one step to the next, tearing particularly colorful ribbons, which turn out to be living creatures that latch onto the porous surface of the rocks, with their flexible bodies snapping at small fish with their eyeless, toothless heads.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Let's order his front up in the settings blocking the way back. The trail is gone. Alright, so let's do the forest. Trader's never seen an anthill of such size.
Is there money to be made?
Get through there. Come on, monsters, forest landscapes become dull. The road trader's very eyes are ready to close on their own accord when the unusual sounds of the forest that renders blood-curdling stream. The tries are drawing closer and closer, and the source finally appears. A small creature with slit black fur and a long tail, as if mocking the road trader. It lets out another piercing cry and scurries away, its yellow hind paws winking between the tree branches. Alright, finally a new spot.
The very idea of steering a void ship into the warp without the protection of the Gellerfield? Pure madness. I am appalled that the arbitrators failed to consider such risks and put the Lord Captain's life in danger.
That.
My success was inevitable.
I always have a backup plan.
Nothing escapes my sight.
Disarm it.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
We'll go right. Track him on the monumentous forest landscape is becoming dull. The road trader's eyes are weary. That. Search this.
Cast your eye there.
See it. Bolt pistol.
A trivial task.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Alright. That way's clear.
What do we have here?
Disarm that.
My success was inevitable.
Overdrive is front up and sentence blocking the path. The trail is gone.
I always keep my options open.
Head up to there. It took me all the way back to the starting point.
I will join the end.
Don't seek your rats yet, my lord. More game. Miller heads, eager to lose them. The mountain of muscle nets to the laughing rogue trader. Mansling rolls his shoulder. You recognize the halting man as Wharton, the Grey, arch-militant Taldos Winterstale, who accompanies the master to your Magi Sessio. Caldo Bristle turns on his heel. Bristly turns on his heels. The blade and his power axe shine threateningly in the sun. Covered in fresh blood, upon seeing you, he breaks into a bloodthirsty grin. You repeat yourselves. Xeno scum, do you really believe that? I will fall for your tricks twice. Oh, Starborn, graciously allow this priest to speak. The one before you is not. Silence. Daldos barks at the old man, his eyes blinded in blood and rage. I did not feed you to the forest beast for one reason only. You are still of use to me. If you do not want to die with these Xenos, shut your mouth. Lord Galdos, have you lost your mind? Why else would he mistake the Lord Captain for an enemy of humanity? Lays a hand on his weapon apprehensively. Somewhat for a reunion of old friends. Do you mean to solve your Xenos problem, not be a part of it? I would gladly do battle with you, but I fear I may accidentally swap that tired old man. I have no friends, only enemies and servants. Caldro bares his teeth ominously. The old man quickly starts whispering something into the strange seashell-like ornament he wears. Brown sparks flash in Caldro's hair, and a cloud of steam suddenly bursts from your mouth. Loathsome old twig. Caldro angrily shakes his head, trying to throw out the Citrus spell. When your eyes meet again, recognition dawns on his face. Is that you, new blood? Fancy meeting you here. What in the void are you doing on my world? I'm here to solve the conflict of Eldari with as little violence as possible. Then you're somewhat late, Ignatius. As you can see, the hunt has already begun. And this time, it's not even my doing. The parade came to fill my hunting grounds by itself. So after that resist, Galdovs laughs with a shred of resistance. You know, your lordship on Valsius, why don't you join in the revelry? I am not greedy. The world has enough trophies for the both of us. Assess this condition. Unsurprisingly, at your first meeting, Caldus Wintershell appeared before you in a more favorable light. However, under the layer of dried blood and dirt, you still notice a strange detail. The road trader's appearance appears neither wounded nor exhausted. Having spent a good 30 nights in the forest, Quasar Temer, Winterscale has merely swapped his dazzling smile for a feral grin and drenched himself in the blood of his enemies. Already destroyed 4 Xenos ships. It is not a good victory in itself. Cease this hunt, and I shall make the Xenos leave this world forever. Inspect this retinue. The thin old man looks on with trusting violet eyes, and you notice silvery sparks gleaming within. His body shivers with the slightest gust of wind, yet you can still sense the power contained in his elderly form. He nods with a meek smile. Panicked by how our thrill escaped from under the Tet priest's hood, when one of her environmental dendrites shows limbs sparking with multiple places at once, the servant of the Omniscient gently picks it up and rarely wields her combi tool until its manipulator starts moving again. The tall navigator is ragged clothes in silk and silver, proudly wears the coat of arms of House Casanini. Half of his face is ruined by a fresh scar left by acid. Ignatius von Valsius, the navigator, nods politely. Though he tries to hide it, his voice is filled with pain and suffering. The slithe mercenary looks around viciously, frantically clutching at their weapons. Their body is peppered with wounds, both old and new. Some rotting and some almost healed. The yellow pupils narrow when you lock eyes, but the Xenos quickly loses interest. Wharton the Dray has not changed much since your last meeting. Still the same brute of a man with bloodshot eyes and a dull expression on his face. However, unlike Caladro's other servants, Darth Militant does not look exhausted, neither does Taldus. Both are filled with rage and the thirst for battle, as if the hunt has only just begun. But your presence here, really, and I should like the Tenderous Sea Serpent stage and a bottle of Telesian Amazat. What misery for 4 moons already I have been forced to subside on grass, roots, and insect larvae. Calador struggles restlessly. Save your questions for later, Ignatius. I'm not talkative when hungry. Let's find a way to the old man's village, and then I'll give you your audience. The forest home of this priest and his people has always been full of wisdom and life, and the fire rain called by the outsiders from the darkness one great moon and one small moon ago angered the forest spirit. This priest must find his way home to the heart of the Tuatha and perform the soothing ritual alongside his tribe. Until he does, the spirits will suffer and twist the trails. Until he does, the Starborn will not be able to return to the stars. It's not a drain of victory. Cease this hunt, and I shall make the Xenos leave your world forever. Retreat when the enemy's bones are already clutched underfoot. Wharton sneers that alien blood must flood the land of Tuatha. Only then will the Xenos have paid for their insolence. True, I'm not generous with my enemies as you are, Ignatius. Damn, where's my last save? Right here. Boop.
Spill no tears for me.
Continue. Community of old friends. Carefully beg me to return you to your Medicaid. I destroyed the Xeno ship. Twilight Wharton, this hunt truly has dragged down for quite some time. The ever-twisting paths, the paltry game, the dullness of it is all suffocating. The rage on Calador's face changes the dejection. I may accept your proposal, Ignatius, but only when I am certain of the destruction of the remaining enemies. Of course, that's assuming we will find them in the accursed forest. Now, it's malice dripped from Winterscale's every word. Elit gives you an intent look and curtly nods, her shoulders relaxing slightly. And our first order of business is to return the priest. Well, what are we waiting for? New blood? I wandered these forests for 30 nights and did not find the way to the old Twids village. We'll see if you bring us better luck. Move out.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Fortune
Okay.
smiles on us, an ill omen.
The fruit gatherers' bodies have been savaged. Bayonet chain knife. The wearer attacks a target with a ranged weapon in a 1 cell. Inflicts bleeding 10. Target off suffers. Okay. Alright, so that's the way we just came from.
Is there money to be made?
Sweeter smell of decomposing comes from the woven baskets. path that way. Head this way.
I always have a backup plan.
There's the sweet aroma of fruit. Fruit teaches the road trader's olfactory senses, especially after so many hours spent in the stuffy humidity of the forest. But after locating the source of the aroma, they decides against tasting it. Okay, so it's the bodies. Hit the lot. Tempest Terribus Elite Backpack for the wearer's weapon has a rate of fire or strike count equal to 2 from 2 to 4. Parameters increased by +1. If it is a ranged weapon, its recoil is doubled. While the wearer weapon has 5 or more base rate of fire or strike count, hit chance of the wearer's burst attacks increased by 18%. If it's a ranged attack, its recoil is negated.
Join me in prayer.
Fire or strike count for any weapon capable of burst fire. The rate of fire is at 8 right now. Increase rate of fire by +1 each time the enemy is killed. Open that. Another modified crack. Let's try and pass that awareness
I have
test.
learned much in my
But
exile.
House Runner still Senate shell has been pit clean. So set up camp amid the remains of an ancient military encampment. Town's container date back 510 years. Inside the cage remains of unusable equipment. Traces of blood and disease attacked the camp from Hydra, reluctant to get too close. Alright. So this way. Send a key. Requires west, but as soon as he finds a suitable spot for camp, a meadow with a few fruit trees, a tree with an elongated body and a large blunt claws allegedly descends from one of the trees. Its muzzle is red as if stained with blood, but it turns out to be merely the juice of the fruit from the nearby trees. The fruit has a particular taste reminiscent of Durat's meat baked into sweet and sour sauce.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
A trivial task.
Search this. Each of the wearer's critical hits made with a ranged weapon increases their melee weapon critical damage by plus strength bonus until the end of turn. End of combat,
Let
sorry.
us not dawdle.
Open it.
An expected result.
Search the goods. You're a deadeye shot from this weapon deals a critical damage. Try to become stunned for 1 round. Tinomi lies in ceremonial pose, dressed in a bizarre fur attire and with the Aquila burned on its forehead.
I see what others do not. The Vizier.
Unknown
Would you
Tetsun's
be
bodies
proud?
preserved thanks to the properties of
Am I?
local topography, traces of inky
Too hard for a simple monkey?
Time when Imperial breastplates and chain swords gleam amid the mummified remains.
I sense something nearby.
Search that. Or disarm it.
I have learned much in my exile.
Repurposed containers to build ceremonial tomb and the remains of Imperial soldier were placed inside. Don't go across.
I always keep my options open.
Search that.
I identify Captain Sargona's blasphemous attempts to combine creations of the Adeptus Mechanicus with Xenotech as effective, and thus that much more egregious.
The rogue trader should have purged the pirate vessel with fire. Even a fragment of a ship like that could become a carrier of corruption.
Blah, blah, blah. It's
To the
fine.
top or get left in the dust.
Dweller of the forest. Right. But I didn't say first. Gleam people surround you, and shouting anxious glances between you. Couches the priest and the Dray-headed Eldar, who has stepped forward. Unlike the rest, her skin is completely free of decoration, save for the two-headed eagle branded on her wrinkled forehead. Armenia occurred just as speech with gods foresaw. The gods parts concerning. The woman's accents grates your ears. Her words sound like a fusion of High Gothic and the most vulgar tongue of the rabble. Welcome to the heart of the forest, Starborn, this ruler. Enough for your bleeding old head. I already told you your speech offends me, so it makes me want to cut out your tongue. Not even a quarter preacher could have the patience to listen to you blather on about your stars, about your star god spirits and other nonsense. Caldo waves at the one away and turns his flinky gaze on speech of gods. I am sick and tired of aimlessly trudging through the woods, old man. I am a hunter, and without a quarry, I turn into Twite the Beast. Humbly covering his eyes, the priest nods slightly. Speech with gods is ready to conduct the ritual, O Starborn. The heart of the forest is calling out to me. So let this priest serve his gods, not in word, but in deed. It is done. This different sector has finally proven himself useful. Winterstale looks around the settlement with a bored expression. I intend to have a good night's sleep and enjoy the local delicacies. One good thing about Quasar Tamar is that the fruit here is sweeter than Kaletsian honey and more tender than the meat of a young Gratz. You should get some rest as well, Ignatius, and remember it is better to go hunting when you are full of vigor, but slightly hunter. The hunter adds acutely, makes the kill more intoxicating, you know? Let me know when you're ready to depart, or if you decide to share a few stories, then come to the bonfire. It's not often that two road traders can indulge in confidence away from prying ears. Winterstone sardonically twits his tongue and nonchalantly salutes you in farewell. How did speech with God help you? Did the ritual truly make the forest safe? Spirits from the spirits from the darkness brought the fire rain down on Tuatha September, killing many of the tribe who had cared for the forest Young and ancient, this blasphemy enraged the guardian spirits, but as soon as this servant of the wind, rain, and sand soothed them with their ritual sacrifices, with the sacrifice and divine sorcery, their wrath gave way to mercy. Even if you are an unsentient sighter, blessed is the life of the servant, two-headed eagle god, and his sky heralds. How did you and Winterstale survive all this time? The Starborn who carries the seal of Tuatha descended to strong in both body and will, as befits a god. The servant, like the rest of his entourage, had grown weak on just the 7th night of our journey, but the Starborn continued to lead us fearlessly, pressing forward to seek out the spirits of the darkness, even among the twisted paths, delivering the sky's judgment. The servant of the grass, flower, and trees regret only the immediate death of the Starborn's companion, the one called the Seneschal. He quarreled with the ironclad guardian, and his words enraged the Starborn, and thus he slashed the unfortunate man's body up with his adze and threw the remains to the wild animals of Tuatha Tamar for them to feast on. Say Winterstale killed his Seneschal? Servant saw everything with his own 2 eyes. The old man paused in hesitation and continues. It is not proper perhaps for a mere speck of dirt under the heels of the sky herald of the two-headed eagle god to muss upon the deed. However, the servant did sense that with his entire being the rage that possessed the Starborn at that moment, and then the ironclad guardian reveled in his god's wrath. Ironclad guardian, I suppose you mean Caldros Winterstale's arch-militant Wharton the Grey seemed dangerous to me even on our first meeting, but our time together spent wandering through the forest cemented this notion. Tell me about yourself, old man. Is the name of this humble servant of the forest, rivers, and mountains. For when the two-headed eagle speaks, his servant listens and recounts the words to his tribe, and the tribe carries out his will. The old man closes his eyes, and the body sways to rustling of the leaves and babbling of the streams. The servant of dreams, nightmares, and reveries can see things that others cannot. What has transpired and what is yet to be. Your appearance in the heart of the forest, and the priest falters for a moment the consequences it bears for Tuatha Tamar. What consequences? The Sky Herald stands at a crossroad. I see all this choice and see none of them. But his servants know one thing clearly. The Starborn must go to the Deadlands and destroy the one who should have been long dead. Suddenly the old man throws his head back, his body shudders, and droplets of blood burst from between his clenched teeth. The sunlit rays will paint the heart of the forest crimson in the dark, if the darkness leaves it, and the 2 stars will part and meet again, crimson, crimson. The fading light can still be saved. The priest covers his face with his hands and breathes slowly. Finally, coming to his senses, forgive the servant, Sky Herald. The walking dreams are often the most painful. Tell me about Leads Ahead. Leads Ahead is the half-sister of this old servant, Smokefire and Ash. She was the first to emerge from the mother's womb, and thus named the first ruler of the tribe. And this servant was the shield to fend off disasters from his ruler. Many years later, when the gift of the eagle god awakened inside the servant, Leads Ahead named her brother the priest of her tribe. Why are you speaking? The way you're speaking is strange, just like your sisters. The old man looked down embarrassed. Forgive the servant of Tuatha Tamar for the speech. O Starborn, no matter how much the ancestors tried to pass the language of the gods to their descendants, the tribe seldom use it, for the gods only descend from the heavenly palace, not more than once in 3 life dwells. Cultural analysis of the target speech suggests that the expression 3 life dwells equals 130 standard Terran years. Fire Mother and Pale Father, who look by us day and guard us at night, the faithful servants of the two-headed god, eagle god, who seals our lands from misfortune with his wings. We are the ungone forest-dwelling children of the earth and the guardians of the temple of Tuatha Tamar, the first Starborn to have ever set foot on the virgin soil of this land. I have other questions. I must take my leave. Canvas made of wood. Don't mind me as I loot all your shit.
Keep your wits about you.
Search over here. All right. Lush overgrowth.
I always have a backup plan.
To there. Right there. Five. Ask some questions to ask you. Nice little walk, wasn't it? Ignatius, you may have helped us navigate the living forest ledges, but don't let it get to your head. I would have managed it by myself sooner or later. Winter Soul Chuck doesn't repeat sooner or later. These guys. As a master. Okay, so that's the only person in the conversation. Questions to ask you. One day you two would grow sick of all the talking, and then two would choose shooting Xenos on a wild planet for endless intrigue. Two for notes, reading Intelligo's voice. Fine, we have plenty of time, so be it. I would give you a private audience. If dear Corda knew how close knit we had become, she would surely brand us conspirators. So let's discuss the Eldari problem. We have a rogue trader and the head of a powerful dynasty in your debt. To honest protector and Corda so easy. But at death, made a promise that your dynasty would fulfill any request for me, and I am here to lead you out of the forest at Temor. Okay. Set. Alright, search. Questions to ask you. Saw the corpse of Seneschal at your camp. The man was a weakling, and that is why he is dead. That's what happens when you can no longer fulfill your duty to your master. Mercian grins in contempt, his entire being expressionless in his disdain for the Seneschal. Carries himself with an air of indifference, but the sudden furrow on his forehead betrays his regret. Many fine warriors of Paris on this hunt. Raise a toast in his name when you can. Let's discuss the Eldari problem. Throw with the quarter so easily. That's the one I want. Come on. The Dari problem. We should check and see what our we have anything to increase fellowship, because we have no one on us, like no one in our party. Our entire retinue does fellowship. We need to check what it is again. Yeah, it's fellowship. Hey, we got it that time. Is it from a blow and doubt in his eyes? Testing the boundaries, are we Ignatius? I like your boldness, but you shouldn't stick your head so far into the beast's throat. I consider your words, and that is all I can promise. A little more time. Okay, that's one done. Suppose, okay, got that. To oppose the Lord Inquisitor and the Corda dynasty. And Void Kraken may eat them both for all I care. Winter still makes a wiry face and clenches his fist in anger. Acts as if the war on heresy and the expanse is just starting. Ha! I've been living it for decades, and I don't need the inquisitorial preacher, and I certainly don't need the Incorda's goodwill. Stop calling me New Blood. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Wait around a couple of decades, New Blood, and let others get used to you. It is not often that we have a fresh new road trader in our circle. Tell me about displays. Young Tweeds are curious. To be sure, Twitchatema is a planet with a rather dreary backstory a long time ago. It supplied my great-grandfather with tons of such fruit and thousands of target containers filled with special building fiber procured from the local forest. The population all lived in large cities, a safe distance away from the tangled paths of the trees, and then this quiet life was dashed by Xenos raids. They burned down the city and shafted our people faster than our ships would help. In the end, the local governor ran away, leaving the remaining people at the beast's mercy, and the people in turn fled the big cities that attracted the Xenos, and that is how the forest and the rabble feared. That is how the forest rebel feared became their salvation. The planet fell into decay. There was no one to populate the cities. There was no one to extract resources. Twetzatemer expected 3 new arts filled with settlers to arrive from the Imperium, but in 500 years, not one of them has reached the Expanse. Do not turn your gaze to me, Alantot. It was not my kid who desolated this world. How did you survive all this time? The forests of Twetzatemer are not like the jungles of Catachan, New Blood. The only thing that can kill you here is your own stupidity, or the unfortunate coincidence in the form of a stray Xenos or a rare predator. Rainwater for breakfast, nutrient lava for lunch, and fermented fruit in place of wine for supper. One could not wish for a better hunting ground. Kaldos laughed, then falls silent, evidently unwilling to share any details. I want your power ads. I've noticed that your people are utterly woebegone, while you do not have a single scratch on you. That means that my people are weaklings, and I shall change that soon. As for me, I have been of stout condition since the day I was born. At first, Kaldos shrugs his shoulders indifferently, but after looking closer at his companions, he raised his brows in surprise. It seems that the road trader just realized the validity of your words. It's time to go seek the Eldari. About time indeed, Ignatius. I may take a while to find their trail, but Warren here, as a keen eye and a sense of smell, can rival any old dog. We will do just fine, especially with the forest being on our side now. Let's go and try not to fall behind. Game auto-saved. I'm popping a quit save.
Always keep your eye on the price.
It's a 50 shot for a multi charge.
Never doubt me.
Never, not once. Mimic fibers blend the coloration of the wearer into their surroundings. The cloak grants the wearer 10% dodge. Resonance Grenade deals 2 times target's deflection plus target's armor divided by 2 direct damage.
I always keep my options open.
Dari stuff up there. Head over here. Alright, we got Eldari. Here's the winter scale. The stately Eldari warrior steps forward, calmly looking at the intruders. His armor and his adornments gleam in the sun, despite the traces of dried mud and takedown blood. The Farseer instructed me to send you away, Monkai. The smooth voice of the Xeno sounds out of place in the rough wilderness of Twilight September. However, I recently stopped meekly heeding their counsel, and besides, my sister is among you. I'm curious to hear what the outcast tidings. You mother... You're here. Vain rhetoric, a masterful display. Your temper bothers mine, but you ought to quell. Bravado has no place within this play. Indeed, the merchant proved this all too well. The actor's excellent who did alight upon the stage. Now would this piece complete. Upon the stage, now would this piece complete. By choosing a final opposite. Who shall survive and whose doom shall and who their doom shall meet. Not to oblivion, mournful oblivion's mass. Not turn of oblivion, its mournful horned mast avidly tracks your faces. It's difficult to say with certainty. However, you are of the opinion that not turn of oblivion, his disposition towards you is better than that of his kin. I do not know about you, Ignatius, but these Xenos bastards give me the creeps. Kaldos shifts his excited gaze from one Eldari warrior to this solitaire and back. This one in the motley. I want to kill him now. We're not killing the solitaire. Warren de Dre bares his teeth in anticipation and clutches the hilt of his sword. It's been a while. What are you doing here? created this world. I want to know why. Looked around the Eldari camp. These have made their camp among the ruins of the ancient city and the Imperium. Only the alien Dros and Xenotech and the wreckage of the Eldari ship disturbed the picture of centuries-old devastation and rebirth. Despite their effect ease, most of the Xenos are pushing themselves to their limit. They are exhausted, nervous, and frightened, even if they hide it well. This may have eluded your companions, but not you. It's been a while. Bows directly. With embers glowing cupped in my hands, I bear them through the Dalaj to the hearth. The Hartwin's metaphor implies he has been accompanying the survivors of the Eldari for a while now. It is not clear to you what hearth he is talking about, but perhaps he has managed to find them a new home. I have come to resolve this conflict peacefully. A tapestry completes this piece, and one that many threads demand for warp and weft. For this design, 3 wheels together spun, its greed will sate in hand of weaver's deft. The greed will sate in hands of weaver deft. The gruesome stars of past distrust bewilled, but with compact subtle gauze shall now be veiled. Playing your prey like a cat, fine new blood. You are still young, just remember that patience is not my strong suit. After everything that Alantat has done for my people, I am willing to answer his questions, but you better not make any sudden moves, Monkai. We did not attack this world, Alantat. The last of Trudar's children assembled once more to scour the master of flesh, Tevantis, from the memory of this universe. The homunculus was abducted and tortured the Farseers from our craft world. We learned that he is hiding on this world, but something prevents the Farseers from discovering his lair, and so we are forced to act decisively. The master of flesh from Kamarad, he is here. Yula ignores the veiled confession and inhales hungrily, doing her best to remain calm. We must destroy him. This is what we are here for, outcasts. Stretch out your hand, grasp the spear of vengeance together with us, and plunge into the dark heart of the architect of torment. Talking about I killed the homunculus in Tamaraj with my own hand. Tell purging the entire world of decisive action. Says that my predecessor was to blame for... I killed the homunculus in Tamaraj with my own hands. And you believe you could dispose of him so easily? The minds of Montai are dull and undiscerning indeed. The Eldari throws up his hand in irritation. That was only one of Tavat's many bodies with which he is capable of drawing from a scrap of his own flesh. But his immortality has its limits. Resurrection requires reagents, equipment, and energy. Flashmaster had those in abundance in Talmrod, but now he is on the run and vulnerable. And while Homunculus has not yet returned to full strength, there's a chance to destroy him forever. Called purge the entire world of decisive action. Our Farsi, the one we managed to save, could not name the exact location of the Master of Flesh. Even after the ship circled the world for a third time, something prevented them from seeing the truth. Something powerful. We knew your patrols would soon discover our presence, and so we decided to do something else, to exterminate the homunculus along with the world he had chosen as his refuge. The dark shrugged vaguely. The Monkai are flooding the galaxy at the speed of a meteor shower, and this world will repopulate eventually. Is a single world not worth eliminating a powerful enemy who threatens hundreds of such worlds, both yours and those of my kin? Are you still deemed and you still deem him worthy of conversation? I'm start to deal with the Xenos, you not so much. Address Kalgos. But I understand their motives. You cannot kill the Eldari. Why? Taken aback by your statement, Winterstone lowers his power as for a moment. You're becoming a monster whose only desire is to kill. Stop touching on my consciousness, you sound vile. Like Insidia from my nightmares come to life through my mood. Tadros grimaces in frustration. Your words seem to not have angered him, but upset him. Throne take you and all the misfortune in the galaxy along with you. Wintersteel gives you a clap on the shoulder, and the expression on his face is a mystery and almost sad. I must confess that all this dismal talk has given me a migraine and made my wounds ache. So you want to save these Xenos? Suit yourself. By my grace, I entrust you with the lives of the enemies of humanity. Have fun. We shall be heading back now. What kind of hunting is it when the prey does not even struggle in your grasp? I'm disappointed. Tadros flashes a provoking grin. Don't you think I'm going to forget about your words and promises, Ignatius? We shall revisit that later. Alright. Charlotte brushes a strand of fiery hair from her forehead and nods appreciatively. I know how difficult it is to go against the will of your kin, and yet I cannot hide my joy that we both lived through this moment and emerged with a tale to tell. After all the suffering that the Monkai had inflicted upon the children of the True Dark, after all the punishment we have inflicted upon this world, my heart remains troubled, knowing that we only tempered our grudges for a time and have parted without bloodshed today. However, I do not complain, for my kin. The hour of triumph has arrived at last. Once the Master of Flesh is no more, we can go to the edge of the stellar system, away from the gaze of the Monkai, and peacefully await the arrival of our kin from distant stars. What are you talking about, Charantel? Do not interrupt the conversation. I have some good news for you. Our fire siege managed to contact the children of Trafford Arlantok, and soon your fellow outcasts will visit the part of the galaxy that the Monkai call the Expanse. They will take us away and give us a new home, and pauses and gazes at you, wondering if he should continue. Is that what an adherent of the past of the warrior wishes to tell me? Were these words meant to comfort my heart? You let words range with contempt and desperation. Oh, Asaran, your children once again seek to appease their pride by sending their kin to Monkai worlds, there to find nothing but blood and death. The Fire Series mistake doomed Krudok, Charantai, and their excessive cruelty and thirst for vengeance almost doomed those of us who managed to survive against all odds in the void between foreign stars. You know it is just as well as I do, but you continue to do their bidding, O Charantai. You could take the Webway Gate and go away from the dangers and tribulations of the Expanse, but you have chosen to stay here instead. You are dying, you are feuding with the Monkai. Have not the children of Asaran spilt enough blood? Is it not enough that we have lost our home? Why do you wish to expose even more of our kin to mortal peril? Today's iron will falters under Yelight's relentless pressure. It is too late to change anything. The deed is done. Their will carried out. The outcast from Alantaj will come to the little stars, and we will leave them sister. Your kin plan is vain. Convince them to relent before it's too late. Because many users discover the Webway Gate capable of bringing their strike force to the Expanse, perhaps you'll be too old by then, and only your deathbed will hear the news. The children of Asaran have come to exact their vengeance. For some reason, your words bring a faint smile to those lips. Worry not, Elantot. It is my turn to rescue you and your people. Rescue me? How? Like a forgotten shadow, the solitaire steps into the light and leans forward with interest, a spectator watching the accumulation of an exciting performance. During my exile, I met many companions who temporarily joined me on my endless travels. Yelit closed her eyes. Once this companion was a fellow outcast who had already completed many paths. It was he who told me about the Ritual of Unity, a great opportunity for one spirit to reach out and touch the infinity circuit of the Traft World known to the Farseers who perform it. Charantai said that the True Dark's Farseers have already contacted Alatat. This means I can too. Would the darkness of space drive you mad during your exile, sister? Recoils from your lit as if from a scorching flame. Even those who walk the path of the seer bought that joining souls with the ancestors inside the circuit. They are wise and know that the ritual is perilous to the spirit. Your chances of success are simply non-existent. You would die without achieving anything, and even if you did not die immediately after such... Immediately... Ask yourself, honestly, why should the ancestors listen to a simple outcast? I just thought it is a world of my fellow... Alatat is the world of my fellow outcasts. They would not wish harm upon me, which gives wings to my hope. Look me in the eyes, Chantal. Do you wish to end the suffering of our kin? I can see the answer in your heart. You must accept it and help me. Fluent words are addressed to her kinsman. She is watching your reaction closely. France has been through hard times as of late. We do not need trouble with the Eldari, now or in the future. Mr. Warriors on top arrive in this pass of in this part of the galaxy, and sons and daughters of True Darts will perish among the worlds of the Monkai. Is that the fate you wish for us? We will have to find on their way. Understand that it is not easy for those who lived all their lives sheltered within a trap to accept that sometimes life leads us down different paths, but the path that you and the Farsi have chosen only leads to more pain. This is your life and your people. I will stand by your side no matter what path you choose. And I do appreciate that. Hewlett nods and understands her word and underscores her words with the familiar gestures of gratitude. I've done all I can, Shrantai. You know what you must do. Solitary does not intervene, but shifts his gaze to Shrantai as if expecting to hear the last line of a play before the curtain falls. May Asaron forgive his children. Shrantai sighs and gestures to a few of his warriors. Fetch the Farseers. Tell them the outcast wishes to perform the ritual. We will wait for them here. Ignatius? No, Ignatius. On her knees, clings to the spirit stone like a lifeline with both her hands. Her eyes are dim, her breath is uneven, and her body is trembling, and the rite has definitely gone awry. Rush in to help. Wait, if you change the rite, you could make everything even worse for you, Lit. What is happening? Rite of bonding is dangerous, but the outcast knew the price. I do not know what she sees, hears, and feels, but there is one truth. The outcast soul is impure, and Alatat's ancestors have noticed this. Most likely the outcast will go through the rite of rebirth or perish. Wait for the rite to be completed. Miss Patchfrey shudders and falls silent, her arms hanging limply at her side, her gaze is turned towards the sky, and her trembling lips appears the shadow of a smile. Welcome back to our world, child. Do you remember what happened? Do you know what will be? When slowly comes to awareness, turns her head and looks into your eyes. I spoke with them, Mokai. Strange subtle changes in her emerald eyes make your heart sink. Inexpectedly, anxiety crawls up your spine to whisper in your ear, something is wrong, something is missing. Said you underwent the rite of rebirth, is that true? No, at least I do not remember anything like that. Are you alright? You look different somehow. Shrugs, looking surprised. I do not think it's so, Monkai. Spoke with the souls of Alantat's ancestors. I remember a bright glow and 100 of observant gazes piercing my soul, and then I do not remember anything. I just woke up. You have started calling me Monkai again. Why? Because you are one of them, Your lip blinked confused. Yes, it's my memory slowly returning. For ones like you, we use the word Alantat. But you have called me Alantat ever since we first met. You know, think from what it's possible, but I remember little of that time and of you, Alantat. Perhaps I lost some of my memories during the rite. Or your ancestors decided to relieve you with them. When you first came, I saw dark spots in your soul, diminished in the glow. But now your soul is crystal clear. What does that mean? She's forgotten everything we've been through together? I think many of her memories will eventually return, but something in her soul has irrevocably changed. Did you manage to complete the rite? Madara Ward nods at your question. We're eager to know as well, Sister Sister Asuran was merciful towards you, as were our ancestors from Alatat's Infinity Circle. Tell us, what was their answer? I am tired of the Farseer blindness of my kin's hatred. Shiratai, all of the choices of our people led only to the suffering and the loss of our loved ones. I no longer wish to be an accomplice to another's hatred and pay for the mistakes of those who were supposed to guide us. Guide us towards the light, but who led us into oblivion. Your lit glares at the nearby Farseers. I convinced my kin to divert the river of their anger. The ranks of the outcasts will arrive in the expanse unseen and unheard, but not for the sake of war. They will find and take away those who remain, the last sons and daughters of Trudark, and then they will depart the multi-stars without a trace, forever. The angry Farseers try to object, but Sharatai gently interrupts them. Your brothers and sisters would not dare ask you for more Morulite. I understand your choice, even if my spirit cannot fully accept it. Were you a Talgos and brought back your elite? Do such acts not merit a reward? Ah! I want the reward. This. Deodari Camp. Resolve this conflict peacefully. Killed the homunculus. Dress Calgos. To interrupt the conversation. Boop. Rescue me how? Rush to help. Wait for the rite to be completed. Gaijin Y. Complete the rite.
Is there money to be made?
Skip. Go to the homunculus. Boop. Boop. Need a lot of stuff to fall into line.
Keep your wits about you.
Retinue. Okay, that one passed. Going to escape, convince them, rescue me how. Skip. What's the help? Wait for the right to be completed. What is it? It's commerce. Hey! An Asaran to your kind is a precious reward in of itself on top, but I have observed your kind for a while now. It's just so to us supposed to reward your labors in a fashion more customary among the Monkai. See one thing to Vodari runes. Do you still hope to find the homunculus? The pirates are trying to find where the Master of Flesh makes his lair, for the unknown force is hiding him from the penetrating gaze of the Wise Ones. Saturn and Asaran have never encountered anything like this before, having circled the world several times and failed in our search. We ventured to unleash our pent-up fury on the planet and hope it would be graced with a fortunate accident. The last fate of the Master of Flesh remained unchanged. The Farseers could feel the beating of his black heart, but were powerless to do anything. Now as our arrangement began to deduce the coordinates of the lair based on the readings of the Wise Ones in the lands untouched by the fired weapons, and they would have succeeded had the Monkai not attacked our fleet. The Eldari device thrums in a holographic projection of the world with several marked coordinates appearing in his palm. I will share the information with you. I'll share the information I have gathered, for I hope that even a Master of Flesh will not be able to elude two pursuers. I would not be opposed to cooperation in the future. Fast for us again one day. We will begin our conversation by greeting one another. We established a unique relationship with the Xenos known as the Eldari. And not unsheathing our braids, Sirkon ponder something. Your time in this world is too short to hope for it, but I will remember our promise on Alantat. It is time to track down the homunculus. We will search this part of the world where the local star sets. You should go where the star awakens, stood hunting to you.
I always have a backup plan.
Here, got loot. Haven't seen that yet. (28 to 42). Rate of fire 1. Toughness test with -35 penalty. Farseer mesh armor.
Rise to the top,
Search
or
over
get
here.
left in the dust.
What's that? Craft Road or Jane Eldari Guardian Mesh Armor. Camel clothes adjacent to full cover. Their dodge chance is calculated without considering the enemy's perception value. More resonance grenades. We'll head up to the top. Did they? this way.
I
Search
always
around
keep my
here.
options open.
Right here. Yeah, we just want to head to the shuttle. Now there's winter scales.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Didn't mean to waited to return in vain. Let's go back down there and fucking talk to him in the settlement. His ship is still in system. These spheres designed to show the position of celestial bodies within the current system. Nameless star. We've already explored the ancient butter. Let's go back to the bridge. Let's see if we can sell some Xeno shit. We should be able to. Transport is shipping some goods. That's not the one I'm looking for. Tactile drilling strike. The strike count of 3. Underarm foe hammer kills a target with a melee attack for the first time in a round. They gain +1 free range attack with this weapon until the end of turn. Already got the thing I wanted from you. +27 mental damage. +1 fellowship, +1 willpower. Diviator revolver. Once the hit the shot explodes, gain 20 impact damage to everyone in the area of effect. weapon has an extra attack action which increases armor penetration to all subsequent attacks made against the same target by plus 10 one round. Oh, this is the highest initiative in combat. Familiar is adjacent to them and successfully passes any test in combat. It's a heavy flamer. 40 to 44, 5 shot. Or 5 range, 1 shot. What's power armor? Where is attached with heavy weapons cost minus 1 AP less. Base armor plus 20 strength. How about the Explorators? You get the flesh rank 1. Holy power armor. Astartes Flamer. 7 and 9 with 5 strikes. Four-Bind Overseer, the wearer can use Overcharge multiple times per combat, but only once per round. The bonus does not stack. Heavy armor proficiency. Take all the jewelry. $700 takes us up to 23. So we get this. 13 plus 1 deflection, reloading a shotgun costs 0 AP. First use of the shield, attack, a turn costs minus 1 AP less. $1,700 trading. We can get this now. Be right back. Shit, we're at 118. Fuck yeah. Fence. Here. 91 to 105. In case we did a fight with your shit. In case you're not interested. Lord Captain, we found it. The door is so close I can practically feel its metal handle in my hand. Voice of whispering coming from... Whisper over each other in both my ears. I can barely make out what they're saying. Please take me with you. Very well, we'll go there at once. Thank you, Lord Captain. Don't need to bring you. So I'll bring you instead. Not a biomancer. You have Firestorm, so yeah, you are out. Alright. Enemy states the Citrus suffer 12 damage. Damage. Boost your weapon skill. Warp. Target. Characteristics. Use to reactivate the momentum value. Deals damage by any means. Is that failed willpower, mental breach. Damage be dealt to enemies closest to the target. Force reality, using heroic act by the Citrus decreases veiled degradation by 3. While the Citrus is not the target of a line of sight, the Citrus is in cover. All resistance tests of the target suffer minus 60% penalty. So power used each turn, treats veiled degradation by 2 points less. Fellowship. Boost your awareness. Manipulating living flesh. In a combat, all burning effects deal 16 more damage. Every burning creature in combat immediately suffers damage. The Psi Resonator relates to the powers to the Psi Raven for the first time around. They gain +1 AP. Terminus. Fuck it. Bump your fellowship. Keep bumping your awareness. Throw the warp and treats momentum at +18. Force reality. Eight features in one combat. Relentless Blaze. Exemplar. Yeah, I guess we'll use that one. Level 39. Such powers on enemy adjacent to center suffer 16 direct damage. Lore Warp. With the Psi Raven suffers 3 direct damage, 6 plus 8 willpower stats. Border cells of the Psi Raven whenever the Overseer triggers powers of the warp and affects a random enemy inside the area. Instead of the Overseer. If there are no enemies in the area, powers of the warp affects the Overseer as usual. Willpower. Force weapons. Dual weapon combatant. Burning no longer takes tests to make them stop burning. In addition to target an ally, every melee attack the ally makes inflicts full burning damage on the target of their attack, while they themselves do not suffer half burning damage from now on. Lore Warp. Tension, it's a turn. Dot or dodge control hit chance. Extremis. More willpower, thank you. Blind, stun, or immobilize or prone effects inflicted by the sighter suffer 10% more damage. Subtle manipulation. Fire within. Sighted power relayed through the Cyber Raven. This round is relayed once again. In combat, all burning effects will deal plus 18 more damage. Every burning creature in combat immediately suffers damage. Damage of all burning creature within line of sight of the target. Willpower's matched out, so let's go with weapon skill. For other warp and treats momentum by plus 20. There you go. You're kind of a sighted fucking beast now. Take that. It's two-handed. Drop that down to the saber shovel. Well-maintained revolver. Promise of retribution. Promise of freedom. Quick firing las pistol. Precise las pistol. Get from beyond the grave. Ancient force sword. $15 to $30. There we go. Medium. Willpower is more than 40. Swordsman. Efficient armored body glove. hit bonus to weapon steel and ballistic steel, plus 10% dodge to wearer's intelligence is more than 65. I don't think my int's that high. Yeah, my intelligence is only 30. Plus strength bonus wounds. Saw a light one that didn't look too bad. And still gives me a plus 15% dodge rate. Plus strength bonus. Coercion. Brink water. Unit effects depending on the number of unyielding beacon stats. Inside holy symbol. Monkai hide cave, so that's made out of human skin. Combat. Range attack, cover efficiency is decreased by minus 40% of the attack, minus 15% recoil. Put those on, that's more worthwhile. Commander's gloves. Heart Seeker. Target with a ranged weapon. It's a ranged weapon with. Whenever the wearer hits with a ranged weapon within melee range, target gains +1 stat to perplexed. It's +3 momentum. Gains lethality. Wearer gains +15 more warp. More Xenos. That's so much fucking shit. Worst combat tats are the worst combat tactics areas active in combat. The wearer gains +20% intelligent fellowship. Triggering set of phenomenon. The wearer immediately restores 18 wounds and plus psi rating MP after trigger perils of the warp. Remaining gains +1 AP. We'll throw that on you for right now. Lut Thickener. Send the wearer uses a minor psychic power. All allows affected by power +1 stat of Thick Lut effect. Thick Lut allows those affected to re-roll a failed attack, dodge, or parry test. Or becomes immune to slowed and immobilized. Implode Mercy's Gift. Reduce toxic damage. Armor, which allows them to sacrifice 3 to 9 wounds, should may teleport to any cell in a 4-cell radius. That'd be fucking cool. Tape lowers all enemies' perception by fellowship. Shield swing. Death Cult Assassin, Persuasion by 9, Toughness, Hit Chance, Willpower bonus, Lore Warp. Vision of Inevitability. 10 Willpower. For the moment, we'll throw that on you. These are all different types of visors. Percentage to move, warp damage. Mm. 20% bonus to lower warp, minus 10% penalty to willpower resistance tests. Cost minus 1 AP. Spent movement points. Where uses a major psychic power, gains plus 30% to all psychic power damage at the end of the next turn. So power using a round is calculated as the psi rating will increase by plus 3 and always trigger psychic phenomenon. Celestial Eye requires conviction heretical. The wearer gains plus 0% hit chance and deals 0% more damage. Start of every combat, the wearer's allies gain deflection equal to the wearer's psi rating. Whenever an ally suffers any damage and loses temporary hit points, the effect is removed from that ally. Damage increased. Go to the Psi Raven. Gains plus 50% willpower at the end of the Overseer's turn. Allies in a 4-cell radius around the Psi Raven have their burning toxin and bleeding levels reduced by minus 16, and the enemies in the area suffering many of those effects have their level increased by plus 4. Do it. Open it up.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Or dust
Keep your
dog.
wits about you.
Okay, so place seems abandoned. Let's wait first.
See, crimson is a good color for battle attire. Enemies will perceive no weakness, not
So my
even if you
plating.
are bleeding.
My augmentations allow me to function effectively, even in the event of extensive blood loss. This is what should concern those who dare to stand against the servant of the Omnissiah in battle.
Alright, Pascal. Open her up.
Operation Successful.
And you did it. Someone ripped away every bit of useful knowledge from its memory. I was hoping it opened that up. Foul aberrations.
Pay attention.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence.
Go there. You can go right there. Sit up right there. Oh!
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Not expecting that.
As the Emperor commands, eradicated.
Alright, give me a run and gun.
Doubt is for the weak.
Move to here.
I'll do it.
What do you have going on? Natural armor. Has more than 70% wounds. Has 55% armor. Okay. It made you dodge.
Just a minor setback.
The block. The block. The parry. Alright, it's our turn now.
I'll
Fight.
see to it personally.
Good shit.
It's as good as done.
One more time.
I'll make it happen.
Fuck it, hit him.
On it. You should have thought twice before
Good
crossing
hit.
me.
They're dead next turn.
Running binaric override.
Alright, so you're mostly organic. That doesn't work on you.
My
Bob.
vow is to serve.
That was a selected weapon.
The scriptural prompter insignificant value. Request approved.
Oop. I'm out of that melee.
I shall
Captive
not
audience.
fail.
Jump in right there.
Let your soul be purged, as the tenets demand. Caught by the web.
Very good. Now pop this. Hit him. Relocate you to
Let's
there.
see what you can do.
Firestorm.
But of course. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Molten Beam. Does not stop burning and no longer makes has to stop burning.
That is not my destiny.
Let you to move over to here.
It will be done.
This. This. Charge
At
him.
your beck and call. Grey hair, sure hand.
Hit him again.
Indeed. An exemplary strike. For
Daring
Von
Breach.
Valencius.
First off, provocation.
Victory is imminent.
Let your soul be purged.
Shred
It
him.
will be done. I took care of this one.
Might as well move to here.
I
And
will
him.
do my duty. One fewer target. I took care of this one. A tactically
Move right to
sound
there.
approach. Indeed.
Fucker parried that one. That's right. Just keep on
Victory
going.
is imminent. It will be done.
Rejoice
to right
in
here.
battle.
What's up with these state? Increase the rate of fire wears weapon by +1 each time enemy is killed. Perplex is inflicted.
Faith without deeds is.
As the
Reload.
Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Douse
Concentrate
for the
fire.
weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. For you, my Emperor!
Good crits. Good parry.
Grey hair, sure hand. Brace yourself.
Where are you running off to?
Let's make some opportunities. I'll
Advance
make
tracking.
this happen. Who if
Nope.
not me?
And again.
I'll see to it personally.
There's 82. We don't have the range for it. So bite.
On it.
89 damage. Fire.
Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
I am your blade
Move to
and
there.
shield.
I'm out of range.
They who discern the future on the battlefield. Anything
Incinerate.
else?
Relocate to there. End it. Okay, so that's Vespa. Or Vesper. Shuriken pistols. Search that. Alright, we're gonna call it there. I think that's